Surprisingly, 80% of our results depend upon 20% of our work. And this is what 80-20 principle talks about. What here I'm talking about, you can use your laziness to be smarter enough to understand which 20% of your work matters, and that 20% you can implement and achieve 80% of your results with just 20% of your work. So this video will be a guide to a lazy person for productivity. And in this video I will mention first point, how you can use your laziness to decide which 20% work you can do. Second, and how to work with your laziness. First point, deciding which 20% work you have to do. So this decision can be made by two things. First, you have to carry these two notebooks, and after that you have to get into a habit of capturing, and second thing, you have to get into a habit of brainstorming. See, laziness means still you are thinking, right? You can decide about your actions, you can decide about your life. And here you have to implement these two habits. And on the longer run, these are going to pay you off the most. First habit is the habit of capturing. Whichever ambitions you have, doesn't matter how many ambitions you have, you can write it down in this big notebook. All the ambitions you can just write it down, starting from if you want houses, you can write your cars, you want bike, new smartphone. After that you want respect, appreciation, awards. You want prosperity, happiness, dignity. All these things, whatever you want, whatever your ambitions are, you can just write it down in this big book. Write as many things as possible. And then decide, since we are talking about laziness here, so we will not work on all these things at one single time. But what we can do, that we can find essence of these things and the main source through which all these things originates. So when we talk about money, cars, houses, appreciation, awards, all these things, if you're asking about all the fame, popularity, and if you are thinking about it, these things are the byproduct of your work. All these things are byproduct of mastering your craft. All these things are byproduct of your personal genius, which you have cultivated in silent times, in solitude. So if you are going deeper into it, if you are highlighting the essentials on that particular list, you will find that you have to highlight work. Second thing, you have to highlight health, because only when you are going to enjoy these things, when you are healthy. So health is second thing. And third thing, you need few people to be with you for enjoying all these things. So you will need family and friends. So all your ambitions are boiling down to three things. Your work, second is your health, your friends and family. So this is how you can define your 20%, and you will see that there are not a lot of things that we have to look after. But this flood of information, we are connected to the world, and this makes us believe that we have to participate in these things. But actually, if you see, we don't have to participate in all the things which we are information hearing from the outside sources. What we have to focus on, our own thing. If you see that our life is product of our focus. So you have to focus on these three things, and you will see that focusing on these three things is not that hard. Actually, this laziness, it's a funny word, because I heard a quotation from one general, military general. He said that there are people who are intelligent and lazy. They make their mark on the higher positions. Here comes the second thing, the small book. So in this big notebook, you have written about your goals, ambitions, and your vision, purpose, bigger things, and this small book now. And this is very important. Normally we have big dreams and we want to achieve those things. If you are focusing on the moon, but if you are forgetting about your current circumstances, because the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So this book is for deciding your small steps. So once you've written about your ambitions, goals, about your work, about your what you are going to do with your health, your family and friends, you have this smaller book to decide about your day-to-day activities. And here comes the second point of this video, is working with your laziness. You have to plan your day and you have to set a review meeting. And I can assure you, if you are planning your day and if you are setting a review meeting, you will be satisfied, you will be motivated, you will be inspired to take action, and you will work with your laziness. And you can start your journey for fulfilling your ambitions. No one can tell you that when you can accomplish your ambitions unless and until you are becoming that capable of achieving those. And it requires a lot of things, starting from acquiring skills, starting from acquiring knowledge, changing ourselves, transforming ourselves, looking after our health, getting into setbacks and then jumping out of it, learning, and then again keep on walking on the path, keep on walking the path, believing that one day you're going to achieve your bigger things. But please don't let laziness stop you to take action. Take action. And this is what this small book is required for you, that you have to plan your day-to-day activities. Small though they are, but you have to plan it. All other things which you require to do in your day-to-day basis, you can note it down here. And I mentioned in other videos that if you are noting down something, then that very thing will get released from your brain and you will get stress-free. And once you take pressure off from your head, you'll be more relaxed, calm and confident to work on your dreams. So here you are planning your day, and first plan your laziness. Whatever time you need to rest, take that rest. After that, plan your pleasurable activities. Whatever time, I'm talking about positive, constructive pleasure. And you are planning those activities, probably seeing a sunset, having a coffee while listening a song, watching comedy shows, meeting with your friends, or having your favorite food. But discipline is required in between these activities. But while planning your activities, pleasurable things, pleasurable activities are also required because our pleasure circuits are directly linked with our motivation. So if you want to keep your brain motivated, your mind has bigger plans. It sees the bigger picture. But what about day-to-day activities where you don't see any rewards in place? You are just working. So in these moments, these pleasurable activities will help you to get momentum, to work, to keep on working on your goals. And third thing, plan your hobbies. Spend few time while pursuing your hobbies. First, work with your laziness, have your time for laziness. And second, decide about your pleasurable activities. And third, give some time for your hobbies. So if you are spending your time in these three things, you will see that life is rewarding, it's beautiful. You're getting enjoyment from it. And once you see that, you have a reason for getting up early in the morning. You see that, I have a reason to get up and work on my dreams. So if you are getting into this feeling, your laziness will disappear. And you will work day by day on your goals. So you are first planning these three activities, and after that, you are planning your work. And if you are getting into a little bit perspective and you are thinking about it, how high achievers think and work, you will see that they don't consider their work as work. They find enjoyment and happiness in their work. Nowadays, psychologists are talking about this particular state of happiness and enjoyment during the work is flow state. Flow state means you are completely engaged in your work and you are focusing on one particular activity and you are not having any other thing in your head. So you are only focusing on your work, your activities. This is flow state. And this is where you enjoy your life. So if these 2 points you are referring up, if you are carrying these 2 diaries, one for your longer goals and second for your day-to-day activities, you will see that you're working with your laziness and you're achieving your dreams, you're working on your ambitions. Thank you for watching and subscribe to this channel for becoming a leader in your life. Thank you very much.